Good afternoon, fantasy football owners. I'm your host, Saint 25, and we getting into our power rankings. I know a lot of y'all love these, so we don't have to get right into them. But before I let everybody know what the power rankings are, who's what's the number, I want y'all to know that I took into account that not a lot of people were here last season. But anything that happened last season is not taken into account what's going into these power rankings this season. We got new heads in the league, but we had to adjust them and place them accordingly to where I believe they will be at. Other than that, coming in at number 12, we got DEVONTAE. DEVONTAE got a nice team. He has a nice team, but he missed the draft. Money's on the line, but he don't seem to be taking the league seriously. Because if you were taking it seriously, you would have made the draft, but you missed it. We'll see after week 1 if you take things more seriously. He has a number 1 projected team in the league, but projections don't mean shit. DEVONTAE team is not trash. You just missed a draft. You can't be high up if you miss a draft. Coming in at number 11, we got EMMET. This is the worst team that I've seen out of everybody in this league. If DEVONTAE didn't miss a draft, EMMET will be at number 12. I wouldn't call the team trash, but it is very underwhelming compared to everybody else's. And it's also a little concerning that he doesn't know the IR rules. I see that after Jameson Williams was dropped to free agency, he made some free agency signings with players who are actually on IR just to put them in his IR spots. I don't know if he did it just to make a point or whatever, but I'm here to tell you right now,
we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Hold on 1 second. I have word coming in from the commissioner right now. He said once those players come off IR, you need to adjust your roster. Coming in at number 10, we have SEKAYI. Now SEKAYI does have a very solid team, but he will be dealing with 3 suspensions during the first week of the season. He would have been higher if not for his suspensions. Without 3 of his best players in week 1, it's kind of hard to rate him higher than this. His team will be at a major disadvantage, but hopefully those players who are on the bench, who are about to be starters week 1, can step up to the plate. After SEKAYI's first 3 weeks in the power rankings, don't expect him to be this low because he has a very solid team. His team does look like it has the means to go a long way. Coming in at number 9, we have Isaiah. Now, some people do not believe that Isaiah knows what he's doing. After he made that trade with Naeem, I'm saying 25. Y'all gonna have to speak with Naeem himself. Isaiah traded a lot for that number 1 overall pick, and everyone else didn't approve. It was like, yo, what are you doing? And to be honest, everybody think Isaiah cheeks. They really playing with his name. It seemed like no one taking Isaiah seriously at this point. I guess he just gotta prove everybody wrong. He does have a decent looking team, but would it have been decent looking if he had made that trade? Coming in at number 8, we have RAQUAN. To be honest, I honestly don't know if RAQUAN knows what he's doing. He took a full 90 seconds to draft DeAndre Hopkins in the 8th round, who is suspended for the first 6 games of the season. But not only did he do that, he dropped him into free agency, only to pick up Rachaad White. If you guys don't know who that is, which to be honest, I didn't either. When I saw him, I'm like,
who the fuck is that guy?
Rachaad White is a 2nd or 3rd string back on the Buccaneers roster. So, with RAQUAN making those moves, I don't know what he's doing, man. I hope he knows what he's doing. He said he played fantasy, so I'm like, alright, join the league. We need some heads. But RAQUAN looking more and more like lunch meat. And I'm expecting RAQUAN to drop in power rankings after week 1 and week after week. Coming in at number 7, we have NASIR. NASIR really don't say much in the league. He's quiet in a group chat. He don't say much. Just how NASIR doesn't say much, his team really isn't saying much either. His team isn't scary on paper. I mean, he do have Christian McCaffrey, like he's leading his roster, but Christian McCaffrey is injury prone. We see what happens with him year after year. Can Christian McCaffrey make it through a full season without getting injured? I doubt it. I mean, he also has Travis Kelce, but other than that, his team is looking pretty mid, and that is why he's getting this mid power ranking. Coming in at number 6, we have JAHMAR. After the draft, JAHMAR said he liked his team. Now, I don't know why he said that, because his team is looking real average. I mean, JAHMAR is known for being an average ass nigga, and everything that he does is real average. I guess that's why he likes it. An average ass nigga liking average ass things. I believe JAHMAR will stay in this range of the power rankings for the majority of the season if he doesn't make some moves. His starting running backs and wide receivers are pretty solid, but that's all I can say about his team. Coming in at number 5, we have PAPE. That man PAPE KD is something different. Now look at PAPE's wide receivers, I'm like, damn, you need to come up off one of them receivers, man. His wide receivers will take him far, plus he has a good quarterback. But when I look at his running backs, I'd be like, damn, he needs some milk.
He needs some milk.
If he's able to trade for a top tier running back, he will be able to make it far this season. He will definitely for sure be a top team. Or maybe having so many good receivers, that could get him a lot of points. Maybe that's in his plan. I don't know. I don't really know his plan, but it could be all part of the plan. Coming in at number 4, we have Lopez. Now, Mr. Enrique has another solid team again. He said he felt like pain after ignoring everyone to draft his fantasy team. The next day, he told me he woke up feeling dangerous. Now, Lopez does do a good job at drafting every year, but he also does an even better job at fucking himself over every year by either making a dumb trade, starting the wrong players, being a top team in the league and going on a 6-game losing streak to end the season just to miss the playoffs. Will this be the year that Lopez breaks the cycle? I highly doubt it. Lopez likes to start the season strong every year, but his team dies down by the end of the season, and even if he does make the playoffs, he never goes far. Damn. Coming in at number 3, we have Chris. Chris has a very solid team. To be honest, he was about to be either number 1 or number 2 in the power rankings. Then I realized Chris has 4 Packer players on his roster and 2 Patriot players. Bro, what are you doing? You have 4 Packer players on your team? Bro, this is just as bad as when Emmett drafted 4 Cowboy players. Albeit that your roster is better, but like, come on, bro. Come on. These players will have buys at the same time. Not the Patriots and the Packers players together. They both had different bye weeks, but like you still have players having the same bye weeks from the same team, which is like, bro, you know Chris is a Packers fan and an Aaron Rodgers meat writer, so you know he needed them Packers players on his squad. But when y'all going to realize that y'all need to let that NFL team fandom shit out the fucking window? You're playing fantasy football. Coming in at number 2, we have Josh. Now, if y'all have seen Newman's roster, you know that he got some good players on his squad. He's holding on to Brady and Mahomes. I know he about to make some moves and trade one of them. I mean, I hope so. Like, there's no reason to have both of them. You could definitely make a trade with that. I mean, he said he had a plan, so I'm assuming that was his plan. He could probably get some better skilled players on his team, but when you look at his roster, you don't think of a sorry-ass team. You only think of a sorry-ass team when you look at like JAHMAR or Emmett's roster. Josh is like only a trade or 2 away from being like the top dog. Coming in at number 1, we have Naeem. Remember, I'm just saying 25. I'm saying 25. Naeem has the best user drafted team. His team is solid in every position. To be honest though, if DEVONTAE had drafted that team, he might have been sitting at that number 1 spot. But you can't miss a draft and be higher than last. Naeem does have a pretty solid bench too. I know some of you may not agree with me being number 1, but fuck what you niggas talking about. You heard? I got a better team, better players, better bitches, better money, my clothes better, my shoes better, I'll work harder. Fuck Emmett, fuck Alejandro, it's wrong with you, nigga. Ooh, I'm sorry, I got out of character. I'm saying 25.